Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is YouTube Tips and Tricks. I'm happy to be with you, happy to have another video. This is actually my second video of the day. I'm loving this, I'm killing this. I really enjoy making content for you guys, and I'm trying to do it as much as possible. So make sure, if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the videos with your friends. What we're all about is teaching people on how to become more successful on YouTube. Today's video is going to be on mastering titles. This is one of the most important sections, and I really want you guys to pay attention. Watch this video multiple times if you have to, but we ultimately want you to understand what's the best way to master titles and what are some of the best titles that you can come up with. So in this video, we're going to be following the same steps as the last video for mastering thumbnails, but this one is for titles. My goal is my goal by this is video, since you already went through mastering thumbnails and mastering the psychology behind the click video, that you already have an understanding of what a title is. A title is getting people to click. You understand that shock and awe get people to click. You understand that exaggeration gets people to click. You understand that curiosity gets people to click. And you also understand that being familiar with something gets people to click. I can't say that word. So all the knowledge you just got, you can also dump into titles, which is cool, but there's still a lot more you need to understand before you can make viral titles. The first thing you need to do is replace the word title in your mind with the word angle. Because what is a title? A title is the angle of the video that you're going to be creating. In fact, the greatest creators in the world do not come up with a video, they come up with a title, and then they create a video around that title. They don't create a thumbnail, then create a title. They create a title and then come up with a thumbnail to go along with the title. See, thumbnails get more attention than the title, and people are going to click off of the thumbnail. But the reason the title is so important is because the title is the angle behind the entire video. So if you have a great title and an okay thumbnail, it's still going to most likely get attention. If you have a really great thumbnail but the angle of the video is off, you're not going to get as many clicks. The title or angle is what separates great people on YouTube from average people on YouTube. Now, we go back to Mr. Beast. He talked about one time about the importance of the idea behind a video and how much time he puts in just thinking about the idea of a video. I'm going to go ahead and clip that video of Mr. Beast.
Now, obviously, a lot of this starts with the idea. It just does. And if I would say a lot of our success really was just coming up with good ideas. And my motto's always been like, if other people are spending 10 minutes thinking of ideas, I want to spend 5 hours thinking of the idea for the video, just going above and beyond, because that's basically a lot of times why people click, is purely for the idea. And if it's interesting enough and it's bigger and crazier than everyone else, obviously they'll click your video more than someone else's, right? If someone else is going through a drive-through 100 times, we want to do it 1,000. Just bigger ideas. And I don't do it as much anymore now that we have a big catalog of ideas, but I used to literally brainstorm ideas for an hour a day, literally every day for probably like 3 or 4 years, every single day relentlessly. There would be times where I'd stay up all night just trying to think of ideas, because the idea really does make the difference. And a lot of your channels between 10,000 views and 1 million. If it's just a good enough idea, people will click and watch, and it'll get recommended more.
So, as you've seen there, Mr. Beast puts a crazy amount of attention into his video, and that's what separates him from everyone else. He spends a lot of time thinking about the angle of his video, and when he comes up with it and is like, okay, this is it, he goes with it. While other YouTubers put out content, albeit good content, but they haven't put the same level of thought into their content as Mr. Beast does. With YouTube, it's important to think about what... Hold on, I'm sorry, my cat jumped on the keyboard. That's the pressure of working at home. Mr. Beast, so you can get exactly what he says. It's in let me find where I was. Sorry about that. While other YouTubers put out the content, albeit good content, but they don't have the same level of thought into their content as Mr. Beast. With YouTube, it's important to think about the angle that you're going to take to get people to watch your videos. Now, let's look up Mr. Beast and look at some of his videos. So some of his trending videos is I ran a marathon in the world's largest shoes. So in that title, it's a great title. It's a marathon. He's running it in the world's largest shoes. Of course, that's going to get views. It's going to get clicks. It has over 20 million views. And it's literally a picture of him in the title with a huge shoe on, a big arrow pointing to it, a bright yellow sweatshirt on, and it's a title that just pops out, and red shoes. So the title really pops and gets you to look at it. And the thumbnail pops and gets you to look at the title and ultimately click on the video and watch the video. Now also he does another one which is a $70,000 extreme hide and seek challenge. So it's just him again because this is what you would consider a personality thumbnail because he is a personality star on YouTube. So him in of itself makes the title relevant and makes people want to click on it. The next video is anything you can fit in the circle I'll pay for. So it's literally just him with a circle behind him and an arrow pointing to it. You can't get any more simpler of a thumbnail than that, but it fits the title and it exactly explains the angle of the video. Some more examples are I ate a $70,000 golden pizza, surprising my girlfriend with 100,000 roses for, and then that's a cliffhanger which we'll get into later. And then finally, I think my favorite of his videos is the Lamborghini race. Winner keeps the Lamborghini. So with that, it's a great video because not only is it a Lamborghini and it's Mr. Beast, both of which are, very popular. The winner of this actual race gets to keep a Lamborghini. So they get a free Lamborghini if they win this race. So that's an awesome angle for a video. And then he makes the thumbnail go along with the angle, which is him and the three cars and the guys sticking up with their hands out of the cars. He's got his hand out in the video, and it's got 25 million views. And then like the extreme hide and seek challenge, 23 million views. The anything in the circle, 36 million views. Ate a $70,000 golden pizza, 26 million views. So it's just ultimately his videos get a lot of attention. He goes viral. And it's not just because that he has a lot of subscribers. So anyone that did the Lamborghini video would have over 10 million views. But ultimately, it's the angle that he has, and he produces videos every single day with amazing angles that get him ton of views and subscribers. This isn't because he creates a video and is like, what can I name this video? What can my thumbnail be like? You heard him say it. He spends time thinking about the video ideas, and then he creates the video and thumbnail around his ideas. So what I'm encouraging you guys to do while you're first starting out is to focus on what angles can go viral. This doesn't just work for Mr. Beast. It also works for faceless channels as well. So let's take a look at the Brightside channel. Alright, so Brightside, you can see right off the bat some popular uploads is 13 tips on how to survive a wild animal attack. So think about that. They probably thought, what is a good angle for a video? What is something that people are scared of? What is some good information that we can put out there? And what is a great way we can get people to watch our videos? And they ultimately came up with, what about animal attacks and ways to survive it? And then they built upon that, and they decided to go with how to survive, 13 tips on how to survive wild animal attacks. So they took an animal attack idea and turned it into a title, and then they created a really great thumbnail with it, which in the thumbnail you can see, let me move off of it, you've got the girl swimming away from the shark with an X saying this isn't what you want to do, but then you've got a girl flailing her arms and acting all crazy right at the shark with a check mark that this is, what you want to do. So that's why that video went so viral, and it has 77 million views. That's a lot of money that this channel has made off of that one video. Their next video is 99% will fail this test. 7 riddles that will test your brain power. So see, I automatically looked at the thumbnail before I even looked at the title. But you got 7 riddles that will test your brain power. Brain power, not pile. But it says which line is longer. They have an A line and they have a B line, and they have the B line circled. But if you're looking at this thumbnail, you're going to be like, how in the world is that B line longer than the A line? So they're using your curiosity on this. They're wanting to make you curious. They're wanting to make you to click on the video to figure out how that V line is shorter. So that's how it'll work with faceless channels. So although the thumbnail is a very important part of your video, I'm betting that the thumbnail was created around the angle of the video. So if the angle of the video wasn't that great, then the thumbnail wouldn't be as good. So the thumbnail is the most important part, but the thumbnail goes off the angle for the video. That's literally what the angle is. It's the title of the video. Now, the first thing I really want to cover is improving your titles. Mr. Beast again came up with a video about spending 24 hours in the rainforest, and then he went back and was like, how can I make this title even better? And he changed the wording from I spent 24 hours in a rainforest to I survived 24 hours in the rainforest. And then he changed it to surviving 24 hours straight in the rainforest. So it makes you kind of think in the title, like he spent 24 hours in the rainforest. What happened? You know, I got to know what happened to him in the rainforest. So I have to click on this video. They all have the same meaning, but the latter just sounds better. So always think of ways to improve your title or what you can change to make it better. So to recap so far, number 1, the angle is what matters. Sit and think, what is the angle behind this video? And you can go back to using OPC, which is other people's channels, and looking at their videos and seeing what works and seeing titles that work and going off of that. And look at the titles together. So maybe you'll take the angle and spin off that. No, you don't want to just copy the top 10 richest YouTubers of 2020, let's say, but maybe make a video with the 10 richest YouTubers of 2020 that will blow your mind. That's a totally different title. Some sort of term that has to go with the angle that you're using, the popularity of that video's success to grow your own channel. Now, the angle, which I'm pushing down your guys' throat, which is the title, because it's important, because it's important because the majority of your time should be spent coming up with the angle of the video should be. Now, for some basics, you want to figure out the cap words, the exclamation points, the question marks, all the little things that can cause videos to go viral in your niche. You'll notice in some niches, all the words in their titles are all caps. So if you notice that in your niche, then you should do that exact same thing. Because if it's working for them, it's going to work for you. If you notice they use exclamation points, use them. If you notice they use question marks, use them. Look at the top videos in your niche and figure out what they're doing with their titles that you can use in yours. So test it out. Try different things with your video. Try making the whole title caps. Try maybe just using one capital word in the title. Try using one completely capitalized word in the title. See what's working in your niche and copy that to make your titles the same way, design your thumbnails the same way. All of this will lead you to success. So for me, as an example, I go and look at other videos on YouTube about growing your YouTube channel, and I spin off of that for my titles and my thumbnails. Now, granted, most of my titles are based upon the YTA method, but that's my overall niche, is I'm giving you guys the YTA method for free. I've paid for this course and I'm supplying it to you guys free of charge on YouTube in my own words. So literally everything I've said throughout this whole entire video came from the YTA course Mastering Titles that you can see right here on this channel, right here. And not channel, but the website. It all came from him. I listened to it, I put it into my own words, and I made it off of that. So ultimately, and I spin off of that thumbnails. Even in this course, this is the ultimate spin off because I'm literally taking their videos and breaking them down for you all in my own words. So if there is a video about how to save your first $1,000, for instance, you could do something as simple as how to make your first $1,000 fast. Another thing that I want to get to is with titles on a computer, you see the whole title. But on mobile, you only see the first 35 characters, and then it goes into the dot, dot, dot. So if you have a title that is 30 characters long, you will see the entire title on a mobile device. If it's over 35, they will only see the first 35 characters. So you want to make sure when you're making your titles that you're getting the most important information at the very start of your title. You want it to be like, how I survived in the rainforest, right there. How I survived 24 hours in the rainforest. That's less than 35 characters, and it will fit on the title, and it will see on a mobile screen. So you got to keep that in mind when you're doing that. Another thing you can use to your advantage is that the first 35 characters show up on mobile. So maybe if you made a video named how to get your first ever Telsa for $20,000, maybe put an exclamation point at the end of the video, or I'm sorry, parentheses at the end of the video, Telsa hack, how to get your a Telsa fast. Because the more keywords you have in your title, the more likely you are to come up in the search feature. You can also use the fact that it gets cut off on mobile to kind of create cliffhangers in your title. So after it cuts off, it leaves them wanting to know more about the title and the video by clicking on it. Sometimes that works on me. Like I'll see a title that's cut off and I just have to know what the rest of the title is. So I click on that video and then I'm like watching the whole video because I've already clicked on it. I might as well watch it, right? But ultimately, guys, that's it for today's session. I hope you did learn a little bit about titles and some ways that you can go about making your titles better and changing keywords in your titles, capitalizing keywords in your titles, using exclamation points to your advantage, and ultimately using the OPC to go and look in your niche and get ideas of titles and use those to your advantage and move on from there. But I do want to thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate your support. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video. But ultimately, just thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Once again, my name is Brian. This is YouTube Tips and Tricks, and you guys have a great rest of your night.